Okay, well, I guess we can just get right to it. Las Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. John Gruden does not follow these rules. So, Jane, do you want to tell him what why John Gruden got fired?
I don't know. John Gruden did some bad things. He said some bad things. He offended every single person on the planet. He managed to offend gay people, minorities, women. I guess
Roger Goodell.
Yeah, Roger Goodell.
White people.
I mean, there's nobody that managed to get away from Gruden's bullying.
I saw a great quote about it. We'll go with that word. Somebody said he was out here trying to win bigot bingo. I thought he was just checking them off.
Pro Football Talk was talking about how that if he wouldn't have resigned or if the Raiders wouldn't step in and fire him, the NFL would have just kept releasing more.
Right.
I want to know what was out there that was worse.
Yeah, like did they start with the worst stuff?
Yeah, because
or is the worst stuff yet to come?
Because what if, Gruden calling Goodell the F slur is not the worst? When I saw that, my jaw dropped.
Goodell had to be personally hurt by that. I think he was the one sitting in it. I'm going to leak this now. All right, I'm leaking this one next. I'm leaking here.
Dude, from my perspective, I was doing that youth coaching, and you two both had like 3 messages to me. I was like, what is going on at the house? And I was like, I can't read this right now.
It happened in like the blink of an eye. Him stepping down.
Yeah, that was. I can't. And he didn't step down.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
That's the nicest way.
I think it's dumb that they let him get away with, because like Schefter and all them were reporting that he resigned.
Mm-hmm.
We all know that's not the truth.
Yeah.
I think it's dumb that we let the media get away with reporting it like that.
That's one thing that's always bothered me in those situations. It's like, okay.
We don't need to spare his reputation.
Yeah.
He sucks.
So before we get into the show, though, what about him getting removed from the, what is it called down there in Tampa Bay?
Their Ring of Honor?
Ring of Honor.
But Antonio Brown's on the roster?
However you say the dude's name, Sue?
Oh, yeah, Ndamukong?
Okay. That's kind of...
I mean, if the NFL really wants to take this moral high ground and act like they care about this kind of stuff, then do it with everybody.
Right.
Kareem Hunt's on a roster, and there's a video of him kicking a girl in the face.
Tyreek.
Yeah, Tyreek's on a roster. I get these guys.
Tom Brady kisses his son.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of players out here that might need to go.
I agree with the firing, but I think it's just so funny when the NFL does this kind of stuff.
I don't know. It's more of like publicity at some point. But
or like Dan Snyder, who they were investigating, he still owns a team.
Yeah.
And he's on record doing like the same stuff with cheerleaders.
Aaron Hernandez was in the league.
Mm-hmm.
John Gruden looks like a saint out here.
There's so many people that are good at football that don't do shitty things.
Mm-hmm. But the shitty ones, they bring in the money.
It's true. Yeah. Like Tyreek's a fun player to watch, but it just sucks that he's a scumbag.
Yeah. Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
Cocktail of the week. Yes. Pretty drink. Nice and blue.
I like the color.
Well, I forgot to put it's called Hypnotic.
Ooh.
Not spelled like hypnotic. No. I don't even know how to spell it.
There's a Q in there.
Q.
What do you think about it, Malcolm?
Pretty good. What is it, 17% alcohol?
Yeah, not too much.
Yeah, not too much. I think it's a nice drink. Probably like a 7.3.
Okay. I'm right there with you. I think I can drink it like pretty easily. I don't know if I could drink a lot of it though. I feel like it's really sweet.
Yeah, it's really sweet. I don't know if there's like sugar in it or something, but the drinks like this, like if I drink too much of it, I feel like it always just gives me a headache.
Yep. I would agree with that. So with that, I'll go with a 6.9. Hey, speaking of 6'9".
Speaking of 6'9", I went 6-9 this last week.
Were you shooting for that?
You know I was. I actually correctly predicted the push in Green Bay versus Cincinnati. So I knew this was my only opportunity in my life I'd be able to get 6-9. Normally it'd be 6-10.
True. 6-9. That's your worst mark of the year?
That is my worst of the year.
It was a weird week. It happens. Malcolm, what were you?
I think I was 9-6.
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah, 9-6.
9-6. Strong week. So then, what does that mean I win? Did I go 10-5? 10-5?
It's an impressive week.
Damn, that's better than I thought I did. I thought I went 10-6, but I guess
I feel like we need to have a discussion with Vegas. I don't understand not just putting a 0.5 on the end of a spread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know they've got their algorithms and stuff, but I think pushes are dumb. They should never have.
Well, even from like a business standpoint, it's like I think you get your money back.
Yeah.
So like
refunded.
They don't make or lose money. Mm-hmm. So what's the point?
Yeah.
Either you're gambling, so why not either make money or lose money?
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
So pushes are canceled.
Mm-hmm. Unless it's a bra.
Kicker, yeah, true. Kickers are also canceled.
Kickers are canceled.
Yeah, wow, kickers, man.
There was an NFL record for the most missed field goals in a week.
What was it?
Well over 20.
Yeah, I think well over 20. I mean, everything was missing.
Yeah.
Extra points.
It was
short
bad.
field goals. Well,
poor Blankenship got the worst.
Rodrigo, yeah.
On prime time, I felt bad for him.
Yeah, there's just a picture of him sitting over on the sideline, like all stretched out. He just looks sad. Somebody give him a hug, man. Well, Thursday night game this week is going to be Buccaneers versus Eagles, and the Bucs are favored by 7.
That's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points.
Like, who do they think Tampa's playing?
The Eagles. So I'm going Tampa Bay.
I'm also going Tampa Bay.
And I'll be on an island. I'm going Philly. Tampa's defense is beat up.
Yeah.
And they're on the road. They always ever since they've acquired Tom Brady, they underperform on primetime outside of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think 7's a lot, and Philadelphia has shown moments where they've competed and stuff, and Tampa Bay has let opponents within 7 that I don't think they should have.
Yeah. I really had no reason for this game.
Hurts is a baller.
Hurts. I had to pick up Zach Ertz in fantasy in one of my leagues.
Hey, good week. Goddard's going to be out.
Hurts to Ertz connection, you know?
Tampa's good. I think Tampa wins the game. I just think it's within 7.
Yeah, making it a road game definitely makes it a little more interesting.
And these Thursday night games just get sloppy.
That's true.
I like a quarterback like Jalen Hurts in a sloppy game where, pocket breaks down, he can bust out a 50-yard run.
He's got to get a little freaky out in the open field.
A little freaky.
Ooh-wee. Oh, we got another London game.
Yeah, back across the pond.
Are we sending the Dolphins across the pond?
We are.
Yeah.
And the Jaguars?
Yeah, this might as well be a home game for the Jaguars. They play in London every single year.
Damn.
The Brits love their Jags.
Well, Jaguars. Dolphins are favored by 3 here. I completely forgot about the London effect. But I'm going Dolphins.
Man. I also win Miami here, but I don't like it.
And I'm going Jacksonville.
Ooh.
I think it's time for Urban to get a W. Well, he's been getting W's off the field. Potentially.
I don't know if I call those W's.
I think it's about time he gets one on the field. Miami's a sloppy team.
Yeah. Jade and I were talking. These are like 2 bottom 5 teams in the NFL, so the game is probably going to look ugly. And like Jacksonville, one of their better shots at winning a game this year.
Back-to-back bottom 5 teams were shipping over to London.
I feel bad for our friends there.
Yeah, wow.
We're not doing our best to sell them on football. They're going to, soccer's going to get even more popular over there.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, he's back at practice, I think.
I honestly don't even know if that changes anything.
No, yeah, I don't think so.
Like, I hope Tua ends up good, but he's not, like, dramatically better than Brissett.
I wish Brissett played better so there'd be, like, quarterback controversy with Tua coming back.
I just love Jacoby.
Yeah,
he's like cool. A broke man's Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
I don't know why. He's just awesome.
That's a good comp.
And then the next game will be Texans-Colts. I'm taking the Colts here. Well, the Colts are favored by 9.5. Forgot to bring that up. But I'm taking the Colts.
I'll also take the Colts.
We're going Colts across the board. This kind of breaks my heart because Davis Mills had the game of his life. That was probably actually the best game he's ever played in his entire life. High school, college.
Yeah, Davis Mills made me think about it.
Yeah, I told Jane I didn't feel good about like anything because 10 is a lot for Houston, who just did put up a lot of points against Belichick, but also the Colts competed with the Ravens.
The Colts look phenomenal for a half.
Yeah.
I still can't believe there was like 3 minutes and 6 seconds left.
Yeah.
And they were up 22-3 and they lost the game.
It took literally the most impressive quarterback performance I've ever seen.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. No, that was phenomenal.
So, Indy's good.
I didn't realize how well Carson Wentz played either.
Yeah,
I saw
was
his stats.
balling.
Yeah.
And like straight up just watching the game, he was hitting everything. It was accurate. I'm a Carson Wentz hater.
I know you are.
But I don't know. He looked like MVP Wentz back on the Eagles. It's good to see.
I hope he stays that way. I like him.
I don't have faith.
Patting the boys.
You know, I feel like I'm about to get bit on the ass getting on the Carson Wentz train.
Oh, no. If that happens to you, it happens to all of us, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah. The game of the week, Packers-Bears down at Soldier Field. Packers 4.5-point favorites here. I'm taking the Packers.
I'm also taking Green Bay.
Jaden's changing.
I'm also going Green Bay.
The Bears suck.
Yeah.
The Bears are worse than Green Bay, but better than other teams. Like, I think is the best place to put them. I don't think they're that good, but good enough to be within 4? I don't think so.
I think the Bears roster is fine. I think Matt Nagy just sucks. If they had a decent coach, like if they had Brandon Staley, oh my gosh, then we're talking about the Bears.
That's a fair point.
I think the Packers just win this comfortably. Rodgers never struggles with the Bears.
Yeah, I think, especially with Randall Cobb back now, he's bear killer. But I think the Packers, I think the Packers win regardless. And if they don't win by more than 5 points, I think it's a loss. So I'm taking them.
I like Fields for fantasy this week. Packers defense is so beat up. I don't think that affects the game this much, but
can Fields even throw it down the field?
He can throw it downfield. my issue is Matt Nagy won't let him run. He's a good runner.
Especially when you're young, you're still pretty mobile as a quarterback too.
And it gives your offense like an extra wrinkle, which they desperately need.
But you see the injuries mounting up. You got Trey Lance out there getting a little injured.
Well, Trey Lance sucks. Let's keep him off the field anyways.
Wow, you've already flip-flopped on him.
I flip-flopped.
After seeing one game, wow.
I watched that man throw, and I'm convinced I could go out there and put up the same performance. I won't say I'd do better, but I'd look as bad.
I'd look as bad. That's a good quote right there. Well, Chiefs play the good old football team. Chiefs are favored by 7. I'm taking the Chiefs.
Chiefs. Switching.
I'm going to announce I'll flip-flop here.
Football team.
But
Heineke
is...
There's good rationale here. The Chiefs' defense sucks.
That is true.
Like, it might be bottom 5 in the NFL.
Is it all Daniel Sorensen's fault?
It might be. If you ask Tyrann Mathieu...
Oh, it's all his fault.
Are you saying that this game is going to be a shootout? Because Washington's defense sucks as well.
I hope it's a shootout.
I think Washington keeps it within 7. I actually don't know if it'll be a shootout.
I picked up Heineke for because RIP Russell Wilson's finger.
RIP.
But I hope it's a shootout. That'd be fantastic.
I love Heineke for fantasy this week. He's going to ball. He's been really good. For fantasy, at least.
Yeah, he's only had like one bad game. But yeah, Chiefs. I know you guys are kind of fading on the Chiefs. I'm hanging right there with them. I'm not overreacting just yet.
You know, I'll believe it when I see it again with the Chiefs. I think some of the magic might have disappeared.
You believe in magic?
I believe in magic.
Okay.
I believe in magic and momentum in sports.
Yeah.
I think there's probably bad energy right now in the Chiefs locker room. I'm sure it's not feeling too good. At least for guys that have been around since Mahomes MVP year, I think it's got to feel weird right now.
Didn't who's our coach again?
Reed.
Yeah. Reed said something about like the new players in the locker room.
What did he say?
He said something like they just haven't felt it yet.
Oh yeah, like winning.
And I was like, that's not good.
No, yeah, it's not good.
That's not a good thing to say.
And if the leaders can't, get this team winning again, nobody's gonna feel it. Like, I think the train could just end up off the rails real quick. It's already getting there.
Well, I'm not too out on them yet. Vikings, Panthers, another whopper of a game. Vikings, 1-point favorites here. And I have no clue what to do.
I don't like this one.
Yeah, this game sucks. I picked the Vikings -1.
Basically, if you think the Panthers are going to win, you take the Panthers.
Yeah, I took the Panthers.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'll go
think
Vikings.
CMC's supposed to be back.
Is he? Finally?
Yeah. But
he is.
And Dalvin Cook is still, like, iffy.
But Alexander Madison
is so good. Should be starting on a team. Ravens should be shipping out a 5th-round pick for him.
I would agree with that.
Did you guys see the video of Kirk Cousins and Mike Zimmer like during
You
the
like
winning
that?
field goal?
Yeah.
That one?
It was so awkward.
What happened?
They like kicked the game-winning field goal, and then Cousins like starts like shaking Zimmer, and Zimmer just gives him a shove off.
Like you didn't like him?
Yeah, and Zimmer looked pissed, and then a coach had to like separate them.
With my boy Kirk Cousins?
Yeah,
What the hell?
I don't think Zimmer likes Kirk.
Wow. Is Zimmer on the hot seat? That's another good question.
I think it takes two. I don't know if I think he's on the hot seat.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're a middle of the road team right now, anyways. Like, I don't know. They're like probably top 15 at 15.
Mm-hmm. I really like Zimmer. If they fire him, I think like he'd do well for another team.
Until those emails come out.
Until those emails come out.
Those emails, man. For the kids listening out there, don't get an email.
Yeah, seriously.
Those get you in trouble. All right, the actual game of the week, Ravens, Chargers. Ravens are 3-point favorites here. I'm taking the Chargers.
I'm also taking the Chargers.
I will be on an island with Baltimore. This game's going to be fun.
Yeah, this is going to be it.
I think I do see Baltimore winning the game, and I actually hope they like win like comfortably. Just like because I'm like secondhand fan for Baltimore, like just from Jaden. But if Chargers get +3, I think that they can like lose within 3 points.
I would agree. That was my thought process too. I'm also kind of disappointed this isn't a night game. I know Jaden's not. He's a grandpa.
Yeah, I'm retired from night games.
But I don't know. It's more of a, when you have a good game at night, there's nothing better.
This is just going to be so much fun.
I just think the Ravens, I don't think they're not a bad team. But like they kind of struggle with the Colts until somehow they randomly just won the game.
I think this year's Ravens team is going to be the kind of team that just plays to the level of their competition.
Yeah.
It was like that a lot under Flacco. Like that was just the Ravens thing under Flacco. They could beat the Patriots and then lose to the Browns the next week, and that's when the Browns still sucked.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess we'll see with Baltimore. Their defense is not good, which is weird. They have some really good players on defense, but just as a unit, it's bad.
Mhm.
So I think Herbert can definitely take advantage of the defense.
Their offense is just so damn good.
Yeah.
There's no holes in it.
It's so good.
And their defense is like fine.
Yeah.
I was honestly kind of surprised to see the Ravens favored,
So
being a home game for the Chargers.
this is a tough trip for the Chargers. Because they're
I
traveling.
forgot.
Yeah, they're traveling across the country. West Coast team heading to the East Coast. You got the time difference. It's a noon game. This is a hard one for the Chargers, just travel wise.
It should have been the London game. Neutral
I
field.
forgot
This
where I
is
was going.
neutral.
Oh
field,
yeah, like on a neutral field, they're favored the same.
Okay, yeah.
So I mean, hey, I love this game. I love this spread.
I'm definitely excited to watch that. Oh, should I work? Maybe. I'll just quit. Hey, if you guys start making me money, I'll quit. Bengals, Lions. Another fan here. Bengals are favored 3.5 here. That's blasphemy. I'm going Lions.
Yes, sir. I thought I was going to be alone on Detroit, but I'm also going Detroit.
I feel bad after your nice words about the Ravens to go against Detroit. I love Detroit too. But I will be going Cincinnati here.
Yeah.
Cincinnati
Absolute
just put up a fight
blasphemy.
against the Packers.
Yeah, I don't know. Dan Campbell was crying. Dan Campbell was crying after the end of that game.
There's nothing I want to see more than Dan Campbell get a win.
Yeah,
He deserves it.
that's exactly why I'm going like this. I'm speaking it into existence. And nobody deserves it more.
But
No.
but we lost Cephas. We lost Frank Ragnow. Like we did lose to. I know, like we kind of overhype Cephas, but he is important.
I mean, he was their legit number one receiver.
Yeah.
As wild as it sounds.
Yeah. So I don't know, but I'll always back Detroit, except for the 1 week I didn't.
I just think they're winning.
Okay.
I don't know why. I just feel it.
A bunch of missed field goals.
I've never really seen a grown man cry. And he cried. Rams, Giants, Rams, 9.5 point favorites. I'm taking the Rams.
Rams.
Listen, the Giants might as well just be a JV team this week.
Is Daniel Jones like out?
There's no way that man can play.
Yeah, I doubt he plays.
Oh,
They're going to have their backup quarterback, backup running back,
maybe concussion.
like no
Yeah.
receivers.
Yeah.
Don't they have a couple other injuries? I feel like they had more than that.
They're banged up.
Yeah, they're done,
Yeah.
especially going against the Rams. The Rams should not have to try this week.
The Rams should be 15-point favorites.
Yeah, 10 honestly seems narrow.
Yeah.
For what this is going to be. So, easy pick here.
Easy pick.
If Giants were full healthy, maybe I think about it.
Maybe. Speaking of another maybe, Cardinals Browns. Browns favored by 3 here. I'm going Cardinals.
I'm gonna go Arizona.
Yeah, let's make that a sweep.
This was the one I texted both of you. I was kind of confused. Like, I know Cleveland just competed with the Chargers, but I think Arizona's a really good team, and they're undefeated. So I was kind of surprised that Cleveland is the 3-point favorite. I know they're at home, but still.
I feel like we're getting baited.
Maybe.
Yeah.
This could be a bait. Well, if we get baited, that just means the Browns have been shit.
Yeah. Kyler does have a shoulder injury.
Throwing shoulder?
Yeah, right. No, he's a lefty, right? Is he?
Nah.
It's his right shoulder.
I just think
that doesn't change my pick, but
no.
Because you said the Browns competed with the Chargers, but they still didn't lose within 3. It was a 5-point game, right?
Yeah. Well, that game turned into a shootout.
Right, but I think the Cardinals are if not the same, maybe better than the Chargers.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's no way they keep that within 3.
Oh, Chandler Jones might be out too. He's got COVID.
But they got J.J. Watt.
It's true.
Yeah, true.
Raiders, Broncos. Speaking of John Gruden, Raiders, Broncos. Broncos 3.5-point favorites here. This was another game I didn't really know what to do with, but I'll take Broncos. Teddy Two Glove.
I'll take Denver as well.
And I'm going with my new friend, the interim head coach of Las Vegas. I think we got a big game out of us from Vegas. Let's get a little comeback story going.
I was just told Jane that this is like the Pretender Bowl because these are the two teams that like first 3 weeks they looked really good, and now these last 2 weeks they've looked pretty bad, and now they have to face each other, and we're just gonna find out who's less of a pretender.
This is my thought process for this game. The Raiders should win the game. They have a better team.
Yeah,
but you either come out of this week where you learned your head coach may or may not be the worst guy in history of the whole entire world. He's competing with Hitler at this point. So you either bounce back and like put up 50 points, or it kind of just ruined the locker room for the week. Because they haven't had that many team meetings.
Yeah.
All their meetings have been about.
Or Carl Nassib comes out and just
says he's straight.
No.
He just did that to get Gruden fired.
Just kills everyone on the Broncos.
Yeah, see, that's why they could win by 50 or lose by 50, but I'm going Broncos.
I still think Fangio's a coward. I hope some emails come out about him because I hate Big Fangio.
Fangio hates records too. He hates them.
He's gonna set a record this week against an interim head coach if he wins. So,
oh yeah, what is the record?
Quit his job. I don't know.
Are you just making up records?
I'm just making that up.
Hey, fair enough.
Someone just has to tell him there's a record that exists.
Cowboys, Patriots. One of the last games of the week. Cowboys 3.5-point favorites here. I'm taking the boys.
I'm taking Dallas.
I'll be going Dallas as well. Why is the spread so thin?
I was thinking the same thing.
I don't know. Like, Dallas is a top 10 team.
Yeah,
yes.
Very good.
Yeah.
And Mac Jones can't pass over 5 yards.
Yeah.
So you think they're going to keep... Like, Cowboys could have the best offense in the league. There's no shot the Patriots can put up that many points.
Yeah, and Dallas probably has a top 10 defense, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. This seems low.
I just think the Diggs slander is getting a little out of hand.
Yeah.
The slander?
Yeah. People are saying, like, oh, he's on pace to give up, like, 1,200 yards. I'm calling BS.
He is on
that's
pace.
real.
I don't think that's a real stat.
He gives up a lot of yards.
He just has super big risky plays where then he ends up getting an interception sometimes or gives up a bigger play.
He's the closest thing I've ever seen to rookie year Marcus Peters, because Marcus Peters was a baller his rookie year. He was getting so many picks, but he would give up so many big plays. And Diggs is the same way.
I'm not disagreeing that he gives up big plays. But for one defensive back to give up 1,200, that's a lot.
It is a lot.
So I just personally think the statistician behind this
well,
is wrong. I just think he's wrong.
It sounds like a lot more than I think it probably actually is. Because if you think about it, quarterbacks are throwing for 300 yards a game. He's out there every snap on defense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you give up what is that, like 80 yards a game?
I guess if you break it down, like that doesn't even sound. I know it's bad, but that doesn't even sound bad.
17. Yeah, to give up 1,200 yards would be 70 yards a game.
Right, that doesn't even sound bad.
Yeah, it doesn't sound as bad when you put it in context like that, but the 1,200 number just jumps out when you see it. It's like, Jesus.
Now they got me tripping now.
Yeah,
that's just good marketing right there.
And like, he's the kind of player you're fine if he gives up 70 yards.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting you a pick. He's giving your offense an extra possession.
That is great. Yeah, no doubt. But I just don't like the slander.
Yeah, he might get another interception this week against Mac Jones.
Easy.
Might even get 2. Maybe even 3. Speaking of 3, the transitions this week, immaculate. No. Russell Wilson, number 3.
Oh.
Seahawks, Steelers. Steelers are 4.5-point favorites here. Like I said, my boy Russ is hurt.
R.I.P.
But I'm still taking the Seahawks.
Ooh, Gino. I'm going Pittsburgh.
I'm going to go Pittsburgh too.
Y'all didn't see Geno Smith ball. You guys went to bed too early. Geno Smith was balling out there.
I'm a Geno fan.
Yeah, I think we said, I mean, if Davis Mills beats me on the spread, I'm not upset. If Geno Smith beats me on the spread, I'm not going to be upset.
Right. Yeah. Here's the thing. Ben Roethlisberger's been terrible this year.
Yeah.
So like the quarterback play is going to probably be pretty even. It's just the defense is obviously like far more slanted towards the Steelers.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Heinz Field's just a hard place to play too, especially for a backup. Like, oh no, this is a game where I just don't feel good about anybody. I'll just take the home team.
Yeah. I just don't know if the Steelers win by 5, to be honest. I don't think the Seahawks win. I mean, I hope they win, but it's just a weird game.
Really sucks that it's on Sunday Night Football. Well,
yeah.
It's not that bad. I'll go to bed early that night. I'll be tucked in right after the 3:25 games.
I wonder, the person who planned this game at the beginning of the year, they were like, Ben Roethlisberger, Russell Wilson. It's going to be a hell of a game. Ben comes out, looks like he's throwing medicine balls. And then Wilson, that finger was just nasty. But the last primetime game of the week, Bills-Titans. Bills are 5.5-point favorites here. I'm taking the Bills.
Switching. I'm taking Buffalo.
Buff.
I'm also rolling Buffalo. But I don't think this game. I don't know why this spread's so narrow. I don't know how this game can even come close to last week.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be a blowout.
Yeah, I was also a little confused about the spread. I'm also confused about the Titans. Like they have.
Give the Titans like 7 or 8 or 9 points. Like to at least make me think about it.
If I was setting the spread, I'd go 9.5.
Yeah.
Wow. I'd go 6.9.
I think Tennessee's defense is so bad. They probably got the worst secondary in the NFL.
Yeah. It's weird though, because their offense, they basically ran it back on offense. Plus added Julio. I mean, damn. Yeah. But they've been worse. And their defense is also atrocious. It's supposed to be.
Back at practice. Brown's back.
Okay. Yeah.
So that definitely makes it more interesting. But
Buffalo might be one of the better, like best well-rounded team in the NFL, but like still might not necessarily be number one at either category, if that makes sense.
I would agree with that.
I really like Buffalo's team.
Yeah, they're solid all around. Good offense, good defense.
Great coach.
Mm-hmm.
There's no holes.
Doug's a great name too.
This sucks. I have
classic
no
name.
I don't feel good about anything.
Oh, I've got a couple locks.
A couple?
Yeah, all of mine are locks. Why the hell would I pick them? I did have a lock earlier. What was it?
I better roll with the Rams.
Oh wait, well I mean if we're talking, I can take Buffalo as my lock since we just talked about it.
Actually, that's a good one.
I'll take the boys.
Cowboys?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one actually.
Oh yeah.
I really, really wanted to go with the Broncos because I just genuinely think the Raiders are going to come out
garbage.
Just with all the controversy that's happened, and it's not. I feel horrible for the players.
Yeah, especially guys like Bassett who are like personally affected by what came out. Like that sucks.
Yeah, and it's like they were it's the most Raiders thing to happen.
Yeah,
like they were having a good year, good team, and then the old coach is just a mean person.
I guess you said the NBA is starting in a couple days. Do we
5-6 days.
Finals predictions?
Well,
like just off the wall finals.
No, right. I also think it's interesting the old Kyrie Irving news. Now, I had an alert pop up on my phone. I was going to mention this when we were talking about news at the beginning, that he retired.
Well, he's not allowed to play this year, and his extension is gone, right?
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah. But it was a tweet that a actual reporter tweeted, and it was like, he's informed the Nets he's retired. But I haven't seen anything since. So I don't know if he's retired or not. I know he can't play, but it's interesting.
I know it's a controversial thing, but I think it's ridiculous for him to retire.
Yeah. He's a wild guy.
No, there's not an NBA player that's like more likely to retire in circumstances like this. He's just off the walls, fucking crazy. But then to see him like rationalize it, it was so funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's the flat earther.
Yeah. He was talking about how he like is trying to think about the people who can't quit their jobs because of these vaccine mandates because they need the money or something like that. And it's like you couldn't sound like more of an idiot right now because you're getting paid $40 million a year to dribble a basketball. Yeah,
are you going to go donate to these people?
Yeah. Like, why don't you play this season, get that vaccine, and donate your salary to these people?
Yeah. I thought that was a little, I guess this kind of ties in. When I was driving back here today, I saw a homeless man on the side of or woman on the side of the road with a sign that said, donate to the homeless. And I was like, we're just donating to you. That was the worst homeless sign I've ever seen in my life. Just donate to the homeless.
Those people.
I know. I never do anything though.
No, I know. Dude, I'm poor. I can't donate to them.
You should go stand next to him and join them. Say, hey man, I'm just trying to make it just like you.
Like, yeah, I empathize with your struggle. I don't have it as bad. I got a house, but
all right. Finals projections for the NBA.
I'm biased. I'll go Bucks.
I was gonna go Bucks as well.
I'll go Bucks.
Western Conference is gonna be a good one.
I'm not picking the Lakers. I'll go Bucks Mavs.
Oh, but I was gonna pick the Mavericks. I like Luka a lot, so
he's trash though.
I'm gonna pick the Mavericks. Why is he trash?
Mavericks. Who out of the East?
Well, see, I would say the Nets news is just interesting. So is the Ben Simmons news.
Hawks. Hey, that's a fun pick. I'm down with that.
They're gonna come back better this year.
Yeah, I'll take the Bucks Nuggets.
Oh yeah,
that's a good one.
I know.
I'm excited for the NBA to be back.
It'll be nice. I wish our Portland Trailblazers the best, but they had a preseason game today, and I think they lost by like 50. So
it says they're 0-3.
Hey, the Lakers are 0-5.
Yeah, they suck.
Clearly, but they replaced Kyle Kuzma with a white Kyle Kuzma, and his nickname is Hillbilly Kobe. So should make for a fun year.
Hillbilly Kobe.
Have you seen that video?
No.
Oh, it's great. I'll send it to you after. Hillbilly Kobe.
There's not a team I've ever wanted to root against more than this year's Lakers.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I hate that.
I hope they miss every single 3 they take.
I
hate those 3.
Not even like an NBA fan. I just like watch normally when the playoffs come around, and I hate the Lakers for that.
I agree. LeBron's a bum. And now for college football, what a wild, wild season it's been so far. Alabama no longer undefeated. Alabama lost to Texas A&M in a crazy game. Texas A&M had injury after injury, but found a way to pull it out in the end. Game-winning field goal. Fans rushed the field. Just an amazing game all the way around. University of Kentucky, my hometown boys, somehow are 6-0. The only other undefeated team in the SEC, alongside Georgia. Funny enough, they play this upcoming Saturday. I'm hoping it's a good game. But as far as the top dogs, I saw an interesting video about somebody talking about who they thought was the best college football program or college football team in the land. And it's tough. You got Georgia, who's undefeated. Now I would say they've probably looked like the best team out there. They've certainly had their struggles. I'm pulling up a list of the top 10 most likely teams to make the playoffs. Now this is just looking at, team schedules, the remaining schedule, all that good stuff. It's saying Georgia number 1. I understand that, 72% chance to make it. Number 2, they're saying Oklahoma. Now Oklahoma just benched their starting quarterback, Spencer Rattler. And they're rolling with the true freshman. The true freshman came in during last game when they were, almost getting destroyed by Texas. Let them want to come back and won them the game. So they're still undefeated. They say they have the second highest chance of making it despite their quarterback situation. They say Alabama is the third most likely team to make it at 40%. Alabama's still a good team. I don't know what happened against Texas A&M. I think it was just a true good old-fashioned upset. Hats off to Texas A&M. They pulled it off. The fourth most likely team to make it, the Iowa Hawkeyes, with a 38% chance of making it. Now, they just played Penn State. Kind of a sloppy game. Penn State starting quarterback Sean Clifford gets hurt. If he doesn't get hurt, Penn State 100% wins that game. So, I'm not saying Iowa's a bad football team, but I think you have to take that into account. They did not do anything against Penn State until their starting quarterback got hurt. So it's kind of, I just don't know if they're the fourth best team out there. Cincinnati, they're given the fifth highest chance at 28%. Cincinnati's 5-0. Now, I think Cincinnati's personally looked better than a lot of teams up here. They've looked better than Oklahoma, maybe better than Iowa, not better than Georgia or Alabama. But, I feel like Cincinnati, their strength of schedule is not going to be who knows about that, but it's still something you got to take into chance. And then you got Ohio State at 6 with a 27% chance of making it. If Ohio State wins out and wins the Big Ten, I feel like they probably make it. I just don't know who you put them over because Ohio State still has to play a number of ranked teams. Michigan, Penn State. So they still have 3 or 4 ranked teams on their schedule. If they win out, win the Big Ten, they're in. Michigan's coming in at 7th with a 21% chance of winning it. They've also got to win out and win the Big Ten. So I would not be surprised this year if we end up getting ACCs out of it. If we get 2 Big Ten teams and 2 SEC teams, I would not be surprised whatsoever. If it's Georgia, Alabama, both go undefeated from here on out, playing the SEC championship, and it's a close game, they're both in. You could say the same with probably Iowa and Ohio State. If they both make it to the Big Ten championship and play a close game, they're going to be the Final Four, so it's going to be kind of boring. We're going to have two SEC schools and 2 Big Ten schools. Oregon, they're given the 8th best shot at making it with 16% chance. Oregon's 4-1. Oregon looked like they would have a really, really high shot at making it until they, lost to Stanford in overtime. And they just, I don't know. I know they beat Ohio State on the road, and that was a fantastic win. They just haven't looked that great to me. Surprisingly, the 9th highest chance of making it at 12% is the Michigan State Spartans. Now, you look at Michigan State's schedule, they have played absolutely nobody. Absolutely nobody. So, I know they're undefeated. They're 6-0. Good for them. But we'll find out once they play Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State. We'll see what they're really made of. Arizona Sun Devils are in the top 10 of highest chances to make it to the college football playoffs at 9%. This shocked me. They're 5-1, but so pretty crazy. This week, just wow. Spencer Rattler, like I said earlier, is getting booted off the starting lineup of Oklahoma. Not a big surprise. He's really, really struggled. Probably a good, talented kid. Very talented kid. Got a strong arm. I think the hype probably got to his head, and he just has not played well whatsoever. So when that happens, it's time to move on. They're rolling with the freshman, like I said, who brought him back against Texas, and boy, he looked good. And boy, did he look good. Games this upcoming weekend are going to be a hell of a good time. Week 7 of the college football season. Just over halfway. The game of the week in Athens, Georgia is going to be University of Kentucky versus Georgia. This is going to be an interesting game because Georgia's clearly the better team and playing at home. And as well as UK's offense has played, I don't think they're as good as they have played, but their defense is solid now. And I don't think Georgia's, this might be a hot take here. Like I said, I don't think Kentucky's offense is like that great. Not bad, just not great. I think their offense is better than Georgia's offense. Georgia has not, I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't think Georgia has been that great this year. UK could pull the upset off this Saturday, and let's not be too surprised now. We got one other top 25 matchup this week. We got one other top 25 matchup this week. It's going to be Oklahoma State, Texas. Texas, of course, took Oklahoma down to the wire, slipped to 25 after not finishing the game. They got a chance to be another ranked team, so let's go get it, Longhorns. Other than that, I mean, the games this coming week are not that special. But speaking of game this weekend, me and Malcolm and I, Malcolm and I, going to a football game, Wisconsin Army. I'm excited to it at Camp Randall. Night game, always a good time. And considering we're playing Army, you never know with that triple option. You never ever know what's going to happen. But considering we're playing Army, Wisconsin should win. So I'm at least anticipating we win. So I'm a little happy. It's going to be a fun trip. We're making it a little day trip, heading down about 3 o'clock, watching the game, driving back at night. Like I said, Army runs that triple option. Hard to defend. But outside of that, they really have no offense. So with how good Wisconsin's defense is, I don't expect them to struggle too much to the point where they should actually compete in the game. I think Army maybe scores 7-10 points. But other than that, I think Wisconsin takes care of business here. What I'm most curious to see is how our offense plays. Now, in some breaking news over the week, Jalen Berger, former starting Wisconsin running back, former 4-star recruit, came into Wisconsin, a lot of hype, played his freshman year, and looked like he could develop into something solid. He has since been dismissed from the team. Now, this is interesting because, like I said, he was the starter last year. This summer, Wisconsin brought in a transfer running back from Clemson. His name's Chez Mellusi, which, I mean, if you want your starting spot, you always got to fight for it. It's not something that's locked up, and especially if you're playing at a school like Wisconsin, who values the run so much, you got to have as many capable backs as possible. So they go out and bring this Chez Mellusi guy in, and Mellusi ends up winning the job. Now, what makes it interesting is Mellusi and Berger are roommates. A little jealousy brewing there? I think so. So Mellusi comes in and upseats Berger, and reports say Berger was not happy about this. Understandably so. But if you aren't happy about that, you got to work harder. Win the starting job back. Instead, apparently he started missing team practices, team meetings, weightlifting stuff, so he kind of got punished. He did not play in the first game. And then I guess him and the coaching staff had some meetings. They worked it out. He was named on the two deep depth chart the next week. Played in the second game. Got some carries. Looked like his old self. Looked fine. Next game. Doesn't play again. In Wisconsin's third game. Comes back and plays. Looks good. Then this last game doesn't play again. And apparently he was not happy about that because Wisconsin was up a lot. So we had, our scrub running backs in. A bunch of white guys were running. And when that happens, I don't think he was too happy about that. He basically took a backseat to these other guys. So he was dismissed from the football program. Pretty big news. That's never good. This is the third scholarship running back that has been dismissed from the team in the last month. That's never good. Clearly, I don't know if it's a personality issue. I don't know if it's a locker room issue. But when you're recruiting a player, you never really know how he's going to react in the locker room until you get him in there. If he faces some adversity, he's either going to work harder or maybe get kind of mad about it. Like I said, word on the street is Berger was mad about it, didn't take it too kind. So he let the coaches know, started skipping practices and all that, and the coaches said, look, thank you for what you've done, but you're going to have to find another school. So Berger is gone, which I was a big fan of Jalen Berger, so it kind of makes me sad, but with how Wisconsin's season's gone this year, maybe it is a locker room issue. Maybe we get the bad weeds out. Maybe we start playing better. On the good news, Wisconsin had another 4-star running back. He was actually a linebacker / safety in high school, 4-star. But Wisconsin got him on campus from Wisconsin. His name's Braylon Allen. They decided to bring him in and switch him to running back. Played a little running back here and there in high school. Big kid. Only 17 years old as a true freshman. This man finally got his, a real amount of playing time. And damn, boy, did he look good. I mean, let me pull up the stats from that game real quick. Okay, so without Jalen Berger in this game, Wisconsin, Ches Malusi, the starter, ran 21 times for 145 yards with that's an average of 6.9 yards a carry, and he had 1 touchdown. Braylon Allen, the guy I was just talking about, woo! I'm excited for this kid. 18 touches, 131 yards. That's good for a 7.3 average per carry. That's big stuff right there. And he's 17. That's insane. Also got a touchdown. Now, listen. We got to pump the brakes. It was Illinois. Illinois is a subpar team, even compared to Wisconsin. So, personally, I think Wisconsin is tremendously underperformed. I do not think Wisconsin is as bad as their record or how they've played. But I mean, we've clearly played as bad as we have. So, if we got a solid running back trio of Ches Malusi, Braylon Allen, and Isaac Grundo, I think you're fine there. I think it's more than capable of doing something. Now, my concern that still happened to Illinois still remains. Graham Mertz only attempted 19 passes, only completed 10 of them. 10 for 19, 100 yards, 1 interception. Now, with the amount that Graham Mertz has struggled this year, I understand when we were playing a team like Eastern Michigan, we didn't pass at all because we didn't want to show, the fellow Big Ten teams what our offense would look like, or Notre Dame, who was coming up. But come on. We're 2-3 now. The only way you're going to get better, the only way Graham Mertz is going to get better if he goes out there and throws. If he's not throwing 30 times a game, you may as well just move on. You may as well just stick a running back there and wildcat it the whole time. I mean, come on, let's get him some throws, build some confidence. It just drives me crazy. 10 for 19, 100 yards. I don't see how we ever get better. Hopefully, if Graham Mertz isn't 21 for 30 for 250 yards and 2 touchdowns, no interceptions against Army this weekend, I'm going to be mad. At the very least, he needs to attempt 30 passes. Even if we're up 50-0, 30 passes. That's how you're going to get better. Our defense has just been crazy. And I love to see it. That makes me happy. Love to see it. That makes me happy. Wisconsin volleyball is always fun to watch. Love my girls out there. In other Wisconsin news, just real quick, Wisconsin only plans to sign 1 basketball recruit this year. Makes sense. We're a little short on scholarships, but also just how the team's set up next year. Maybe slow it down a little bit and bulk them up for next year. Army coach Jeff Munkin marvels at Wisconsin's size on both sides of the ball. You scared? It's not going to be close, but that's okay. Wisconsin volleyball, man, I love them. That's the best sport to watch out there. I don't know how to say her name, but number 22 on the team, you got my heart. Damn. She's from another country. I don't really know her name, but she's so damn cute and she's so athletic. Also number 4. I think she might date Graham Mertz, though. Golly. There's something about volleyball in the number 4. You put those two together, dime piece. Every time. With that being said, I appreciate everyone who listens, you know. I just wish let's get it to keep growing. Like I said earlier, I want to get a merch shop up by my 23rd birthday, November 22nd. That's when I turn 23. If I could get a merch shop with flags like this, different designs, t-shirts, hats, coffee mugs, stickers, it'd be awesome. Also, need to keep pumping the YouTube, TikTok, get us to 50 subscribers. I think we're at 44 right now. Go follow the TikTok, go like, go comment, go spread the news. Be a friend, tell a friend, and as always, on Wisconsin.